The return to Freddy's, yeah, I know for a few things like the first of the series, which is blatantly stolen, or the law, like it's Super Cancer or the Mafia. But in this video is how the games are made, how it plays, and also how it talks. And we'll also be talking about the weird stuff about the games. And also, this video is kind of special to me because I grew up on this series when I was very young, and I don't know why. And also, this video is kind of inspired by anything else on that one TRTF video, which kind of like blew up for him. But it also kind of reminds me of how I liked this series when I was young, and its pentology of its series. And thank you for TRTF Rookie for helping me with this video. Damn. What's happening, eh? That's crazy. Most people say this is the worst in the series. Well, it's obvious. It's just FNAF 2 with FNAF 1 sprites poorly edited all over the place. Plus, you can even beat the game with no cameras, since there's no pop-it to stop you like with the music box. And here's one good fun fact about this. There's a flashlight feature in it, like in FNAF 2, and there's only 2 cameras that utilizes that feature. So guys, look at this.
Even after so many years.
You can do this and that. These are the only 2 cameras you can actually use the light feature. So it's 2014. There's this hit horror series called Five Nights at Freddy's, and the second one came out a bit later. And now, some couple months later, you saw someone playing FNAF 3. It just looks crap, but you watched and played it. And after that, you're like, oh boy, I wanna play it. But then you saw it and it's just FNAF 1 and FNAF 2 stuff. Okay guys, more story. Freddy's right here. Yep, just Freddy. How are you doing, Freddy? Can you please not kill us? Please, pretty please. That'd be very nice. Don't be dog. You all know that. You're not gonna do that. The Return to Freddy's wasn't actually named that first. Well, it was originally called FNAF 3, but complaints coming up to Scott Cawthon, who didn't make this game. So Tyler had to change it to something else. It was to FNAF 3 Fan Made, but the complaints didn't stop going up to Scott. So Scott Cawthon said, hey man, stop this or get rid of it. And then Tyler just changed it to Return to Freddy's, just like that. Probably not like that, but like, it was more simple. Well, Tyler Ostrom, or BFP, wasn't the best at making games at the time, and most of the code was actually stolen. Like, he added a new mechanic, which is just an unused mechanic from FNAF 2, which is a toxic meter, which is just to keep the player from not camping in the mask all game and just being invincible. Tyler also made a new animatronic, which is called Sugar the Cat, but it's just a stolen models of Candy the Cat, which Emil Macro made. Which also, without Sugar the Cat, we won't have Five Nights at Candy's, which is a kind of a unique thing that ever happens. I'm joking, that meme is dead. Come on guys.
Hey, glad you made it. How's your night of no worries? Never mind.
Shut up. Yeah, take it like a good boy. But Alberto, what is the plot? Well, you're Mike Schmidt after the events of FNAF 1, and soon he's gonna be on his second week. Plus, you also seen a news article about the animatronics are fixed and new, which if you look at the models it's fake, but like, and there's something weird about the phone guy. It's still alive. And I have a fun fact right here. Tyler voiced the phone guys for the first 2 TRTF games, and he's also somewhere in TRTF 4.
The enemy you guys also found that the animatronics get more aggressive the second time they look around?
We all know that. Well, the gameplay is probably not that boring. Well, it kinda is, which you kinda expected at the time. Also, one extra thing about it is every single animatronic attacks the same way. The only thing you get rid of them is by putting on the mask. Plus, there's no RNG to make it unique. So every single time you play the same night, everything will happen the exact same thing. And even more crazy, if you spam the cameras, the animatronics will get really fast for some reason, which is odd.
Around from a previous location. We just use that location.
See, look at this.
But considering the fact that it's been with us
Boom!
for years,
I know how to deal with this.
it's probably toxic. I would
But do you?
recommend wearing it.
The Return of Freddy's was rough and poorly made, but we guys gotta remember that it's Tyler's first time coding, which shows. Plus, he's also using our engine, which is from the early 90s, which kinda shows that it's a bit outdated. Whoa! This is tough. And I can't skip it, so chat, it is low-key kinda boring. Oh, that's... On January 6th, Tyler released an unfinished version of The Return to Freddy's 2. And if you're looking at the gameplay, you can see the classic Photoshop style from the first game. And adding with it, you got the toxic meter as well. But when the trailer drops, you can see at the end of it a 3D rendered Bonnie, which after that, Tyler changes the whole project and remakes the whole game from scratch. But Tyler's modeling skills aren't the best, but it's his first time trying, and the only complaints about it is the whole game looks like a bunch of pieces of cardboard. One extra thing is that the game was originally going to be called Five Nights at Freddy's 4 Fan Made. Presume that the game was started development around when The Return of Freddy's was originally named Five Nights at Freddy's 3 Fan Made, which is what I think it is. So the plot is simple. You're Koff and Cots, you work the night shift of Fredbear Family Diner. You got a Freddy mask, but some toxic dust got in your mask, so it's toxic. But after a week of working, you quit your job because of the aggressive animatronics. Bro, that building gotta be so small. If you like compare it to that bunny, it's probably like, I don't know, 6 billion centimeters tall. Shut up! Well, the game is similar to FNAF 2, but the things that makes it stand out a bit, that it has a second music box, which is saying that it has a power, a toxic meter from the last game, and an audio signal. But the audio signal is a mechanic for the new character, Doug, which is a new character Tyler made. And, fun fact, it is his first and last appearance in the actual games. What it does is, if Doug shows up in the hallway, you have to go to the cameras and find the audio signal to get rid of him, which adds up something new to the game. But when everyone plays the same, it gets kind of boring. The difficulty is easy until you reach up to night 5 and later, which it gets really hard for no reason. And another reason it's so hard on that specific night is because of a bug where if you flash the hallway and someone's there, you get instantly jump scared, losing the game. Oh! What? But he was like in there. Aww. So this is kind of funny. There's this character in the game which is introduced in The Return of Freddy's 2, which is Kitty Fazcat, which is Tyler's online girlfriend. Which, if you look at the later installments, you can see all the loving adding details of "To my love, Kitty Fazcat," and mentioning her in a weird loving way. But soon, Tyler and Kitty Fazcat broke up, and you can see all the stuff Tyler added aged like milk. But the person that made the Kitty Fazcat character had to change all of her appearance to get away from the Return to Freddy series altogether. This game was better than the last, but we guys gotta know that the game is still terrible and still littered with some bugs. You can also see that Tyler also tried to do 3D model and tried not to steal from the last FNAF games he did, but the game is still kinda decent, but it's a bit on the boring side. What the? Dedicated to my best friend? That's not true. This is well thought out, bro. What the fuck? You can tell which version it is. A day after Return to Freddy's 2, Tyler was also developing a new game to the series, but he also made a new game to show the development, and it uses hidden codes to show images around the building, the layout, and the early model of Lockjaw. The trailer of Return to Freddy's 3 on April 5th, 2015 was showing the game, but soon, May 15th, Return to Freddy's 3 was released to the public. We play as Blake, and he's one of the co-owners of Fazbear Fantasyland. And with Wilson and Chun, you guys open up a place to show all the old busted up animatronics. Since you're lucky, you get to work at the night shift, and a week of repairing and bringing new animatronics. As soon as the place opens, Lockjaw kills 6 children by hugging them to death. Since the incident, the government somehow wanted to ban animatronics and get rid of the whole place. Everything's like a cylinder, like you're in a cardboard tube. You can smell the FNAF 3 inspired gameplay here. So, there's 2 types of animatronics that can get you. One of them is you can use the corrupt signals while they're at the left hallway, or you can block them with one of the 2 doors in the right hallway. Lockjaw, Kitty Fazcat, and Bonnie will attack on the right hallway, while everyone else attacks from the left. You can easily beat the game by just blocking out Kitty Fazcat and Bonnie and just using the corrupt signals with everyone else. But the funny fact is, Lockjaw won't attack you if you don't tilt your head. This is helpful because Lockjaw's pretty aggressive when I've been playing it, and since how he's coded, it's a bit buggy. Let me see if I can do the strat where I can cheese out. Lockjaw is a self-insert character for Tyler, and it's just a Springtrap wannabe, even having a Springlock failure. And who was the person that died in Lockjaw? Well, it's BFP, which is Tyler's username at the time. And even in the book says that BFP, or Tyler, makes the animatronics move at night. Wait a second, Alberto. If it's just like Five Nights at Freddy's 3, there gotta be some endings. Well, it actually does. So there's actual 3 endings. The first ending is where you play the game normally and you just get the bad ending. The second one is like if you do the FNAF 3 minigames and you get the good ending. And lastly is the sad ending where Tyler, or we assume it is, walks up to a computer and just dies. Oh my days, he's there. Like, get out. Fart. I'm gonna die, bro. Lockjaw really wants to get inside, bro. In my 26 years in this game, I never seen Lockjaw this aggressive. In the first... Oh. This is the game where Tyler really ups the quality of the game and the models, but it still has some bugs and issues littered around. The game's not perfect, but most people love the game by how it is. Dedicated to my love, Freddy Kazcat? Oh my god, bro. Oh my god, bro. Wait, that's jumpscares? Okay. Whoa, this is pretty cinematic. There's Lockjaw. What the? Whoa! What the hell? Oh heck no! What is this sound effect? And look at the aspect ratio on that thing. This game came out a lot quicker than the rest, only being a week of development, and it kinda shows with some bits. But soon the game got leaked, and after that, most people liked the game, and some kinda hate it due to its bugs. 15 years passed, the government gave one more shot and unbans the animatronics. Blake, Chun, and Wilson, and a new guy named Chun, have worked hard on finding the wasted animatronics, discovering something new. A golden Lockjaw and a golden Kitty Fazcat, and some new tapes, which we'll hear throughout the nights. We play as Blake again, working the night shifts again. After his 6th shift at 5 AM, a golden Lockjaw suit comes and attacks Blake and stuffs him in a golden Kitty Fazcat suit. But look at this. It's a little dumbed down from the last game. You have 2 levers. The one on the left is to charge your power, and the other one's to blow hot steam. So like in the last game, there's only 2 types of animatronics you can deal with. But Tyler adds some spice to one of the characters, which we'll get into. The steam lever is to fry Lockjaws or Freddy circuits, which if you're not brain dead, it's probably the easiest to deal with. But the other type is to do with the locker, which is just a mask. If you see any other animatronic, unlike Freddy and Lockjaw, you have to painfully scroll perfectly to hover the locker button, and if you miss, you basically die, especially with Bonnie. No! I'm traumatized, guys! If you beat night 5, a minigame will happen after the night. So you walk around and you see a green guy named Ron, who has BFP, or Tyler, on the wall. And you see a white pixel, guess what it is? So Gron slips on a spar of soap and somehow gets stuffed in a golden Lockjaw suit and just dies. Which is so dumb that it's retconned out of the story. And now it's just saying that Gron was seeing his younger self and he just gone into a golden Lockjaw suit and just kill himself. Oh yeah. This is the last game that didn't got cancelled in the quintology. Plus, this is where Tyler shines, even when it's the models is kinda doo-doo, or even the gameplay has some minor bugs. But most of the code is original, which is one big improvement, especially with the next sort of games. This part of the video, we'll discuss all the demos that got cancelled, and even talk about the major updates. A Return to Freddy's remaster was a remake for the first game for the series, and Tyler was planning this since Return to Freddy's 3 was finished and released. But as soon as the project was announced, the page was deleted and the game was soon cancelled, most likely that it was cancelled before the development started. The pre-alpha demo for the Return to Freddy's remaster, wait, don't get confused with the other one, this one's different. This demo just shows intro in the menu, but in the demo you'll also see a different animatronic. This one is called Hybrid Device, which you will see a lot. The animatronic designs took a massive hit. If we look at some of the characters, you can see they just added some hooks, random heads, and which Tyler was trying to go for a hybrid look, and to me, the animatronics kind of look wooden or like wool. When the pre-release demos came out, Tyler will change the name to Return to Freddy's Remaster to Return to Freddy's 5. So what did pre-release 1 do? So it changed a few things, like the hybrid animatronics are now just replaced with the torture animatronics, and with their character hybrid device, now his just name is the torture device. The new models kind of rival with Scott Cawthon, and I'm impressed with it. The demo shows the gameplay for the free roam, point and click type of game, which is kind of very new to the FNAF fan games. Pre-release 2, it's not too exciting, having only a few things changed for the menu and slightly updated for the first floor. Like, you can look around in like a 360 view. And pre-release 3 has some more changes than the last update. On the menu, you can see the new modes like co-op mode, GPD mode, and the extras. But something interesting about the GPD mode is that it's just a normal FNAF game, but there's a night called Gold Hunt mode on the menu, where you can play as Golden Freddy and you can go around and kill the night guard. But only buttons that'll work is new story and load game, which the gameplay is just the same as the last two. So the abandoned demo, which is just another demo onto the pile. This build is just the same as Title Scream for pre-release 3, but the funny thing is, it's exactly like pre-release 3. The Unreal Engine 4 demo, the demos before that were using a Click Team Fusion before that, which has some limitations. Since that, Tyler changed to Unreal Engine, but you know what that means? Instead of clicking, you can have free range movement, which is kind of neat and kind of easier also for making the game. It was kind of a waste of time because soon after that, he came back to Click Team Fusion. This is one of the most popular demo builds called the Unfinished Demo, which kind of changes up the gameplay. Like the first floor is changed to a cellar instead of being a long hallway. But something it shows in the first floor is the inventory. It's since you need to find a key to move on to the second floor. Wait, there's something unique. It actually has a second floor, but it's still just a demo and it's a bit quick. And you know how Tyler is a bit silly with game development, like a few things. Tyler wanted to update every single game with a major update. This would include a coding overhaul, which makes the game less buggy, new models, and some new modes to keep things fresh. The Return to Freddy's Classic will have a major update around in 2016. This will change the whole Photoshop style to actual models, with new mechanics and minigames. However, these updates didn't happen, and even one of his mates at the time, Tombstar, said that Tyler didn't even try to make the game. The Return to Freddy's 2 was also planned to get some new coats, like new models, minigames, and even a new animatronic called Buster. One of the new modes are Nightmare mode that brings you to a nightmarish place with only one animatronics going after you. It's a nightmarish lockjaw, and another one called Dread mode. This game mode was supposed to take place when BFP died inside of Lockjaw, and suppose what people said the gameplay is that BFP will shadow Lockjaw, which you play as them, and you avoid ghoul animatronics, which I think it's talking about one balloon boy from the first game. Return to Freddy's 3 was also going to get planned to receive an update, which added new pieces of lore in characters such as Linda, but also some updated models. But this game didn't have much to add to it, like Return to Freddy's 4, which also didn't get much, just like one new animatronic, which was planned to be named Fairy Tale Ty, but that's just what we know. One of the other reasons for the major update is so like Tyler can add minigames that link towards each other to get some super secret ending, but also the community was really unpleasant with the idea for updating for the first 4 games, just because of how long Return to Freddy's 5 was taking. Also, these updates I was talking about, guess what happened to them? Yep, they all got canned. The Return to Freddy's 5 was taking super duper long, even having little teaser games, but just don't talk about December 28th. But also, Tyler was putting too much food for his plate to handle. So the games he promised were all cancelled soon. Plus, Tyler gave rights to himself again, but like on an alt account. Then he just gave it to Toonstar and Tana Fiendline, but they had some issues with each other. Like they wanted to change some laws and some don't. And so they also gave it to Bio Ninja Games. That situation is just like hot potato. But soon Tyler took back the rights so he can release one more game. Whoa. Whoa. I said that twice, meaning it's so good.
EA Games.
Challenge.
No way. That means I got a massive budget. Yep, a massive budget. Oh. They got a massive budget. Brody, Valve did not make that. Don't look at that. I did not play that. Okay. Oh. Can we hurry this? Can we hurry things up? Whoa. I know this game is gonna be peak. Oh. Oh. Oh my goodness, guys. This game is peak, bro.
Hello. Hello. Hello and welcome to your new summer job at the new and improved Wendigo's Pizza. I'm here to talk to you through some of the things that you can expect to see.
What the
I think
heck?
some dust and other stuff.
Oh, it's peak. It's peak, guys.
So I don't think it's a good idea to wear it. Well, I think that's it. You should be golden. Take the lights, make sure nobody gets in, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
It's 5 a.m. Guys, this is really scary. I'm peeing in my pants right now. It's just a flood right now. Boom. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Oh, sorry for swearing. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Wait. Shh.
Don't shoot me. I'm not black.
What the? That's crazy. Sorry for killing your husband, man.
Welcome to Korea Studios, home of the road that falls.
That's a pretty nice company you got there. Nice job.
Thank you, sir. It means a lot to me.
Tell me, kid, how old are you?
19.
Okay.